Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sin of Saints and welcome to my channel. If you enjoy the content, please leave a like, share, and subscribe for more. I do always enjoy talking to you guys down in the comments, and I do my best to reply to everyone. Sorry, my brain just totally went dead. But yeah, I enjoy talking to you guys in the comments below, and you know, if you want to help the channel grow, help more people see my videos, feel free to share it on Discord with your friends or whatever, just to kind of help publicize it a little bit, which is always very much appreciated. You don't have to do it, but if you do want to, it helps the channel grow, helps more people see my videos, and of course that's what I'm here doing, is making videos for you guys. So in this video, following up on our previous sword video, I gave it just a couple rounds to try it out, see how it felt. In this video we do happen to have more infantry, and I think we actually have more infantry than the enemy has. So that does kind of put things a little bit more in our favor. But because we have more infantry, I feel like I'm able to play the Libyan infantry better this go around, because I'm able to flank around and kind of come in after the frontline fights have kind of whittled down the troop numbers, and kind of deal that extra bit of damage to finish it off. I do spend a lot of time during these videos harassing the back lines. I think I'm going to edit the way my video looks so that my units don't highlight. Edit the game so that they don't highlight. So that you guys can get a little bit more cinematic view when I do stuff like take a call and leave my units just sitting here for like 3 minutes before I move them. I will say this, I'm a little bit surprised that we held out as well as we did. Our elephants seem to get their shit kicked in every engagement that they take. I mean, already 2 of their elephants are dead against 3 of the enemy elephants that are still alive. So that's kind of not good. I don't remember how we win this one. I think we actually take all the zones and hold them down. Yeah, I just now got moving. I think when I played this, I was still less than happy with how they performed. I will say this, that once they got going, they did pretty well. The biggest issue, of course, being that they just can't quite stand up in a head-to-head fight against better infantry like Romans. But if you do spend some time getting to flank around and pick some units off here and there, they do pretty well, all things considered. And can we just talk about how pretty this game looks? It's been a long time since I've sat and looked at it. It looks really pretty. Like, you can see the lichen on the rocks and the blades of the grass moving in the wind. I don't know. I just think it's a really pretty game. Maybe that's just my own personal opinion. Maybe it's a little bit nostalgia. The water does leave some to be desired. But the texture of the actual game itself, I rather like it. You know, it's not some 4K masterpiece necessarily, but it looks good. So that's always nice. So this is kind of how you can see how I play this Libyan infantry and how I feel that it's best used is not on the front line getting murdered the entire game like we saw last time. You see, like, the units have already taken damage, and now I'm showing up as a not quite as heavy but still heavy melee unit that's able to move rather quickly, cut off retreats, kind of like what I did here, and get in and deal some pretty good damage. The artillery has a really bad firing position right now. He does a ton of friendly fire damage, which may be why I feel like the pikes didn't do so well. But then again, just some of the plays I saw coming off of the pikes was a little bit less than stellar too. They seem to not perform quite as well as I feel like they should have. And also, if you're gonna play cavalry, guys, spend the time to invest in a good cavalry commander. The commander that's playing that Greek cavalry you just saw is playing as Kanane, and Kanane only has one ability that's even remotely helpful for cavalry, and even then, it's really not that big of a buff. I mean, if you like her as a cavalry commander, you can take her, I guess, but she's a much better archer commander, and a surprisingly good pike commander as well, as pikes don't really rely on any major abilities except for just putting their pikes down. Of course, there are things that you can do that make them good, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're necessary for that unit to perform well. And her ability to make them move fast is really good. I think Miltiades also makes a pretty good pike commander. You can make him break ranks and move quickly, get where you want to be, and then form back up. But it could be argued that Kanane is better because she doesn't actually break her rank. She stays more or less in formation while she moves. Tomato, tomato there. Of course, there's always the good old-fashioned Leonidas. I don't remember if I let my troops fight all the way to the death or not. Probably do. As a matter of fact, I'm 90% positive I just kind of let them fight here. Do what they can. I did try to catch this cav here. Unfortunately, it's able to teleport out before I can do anything. Yeah, I do die here. And these archers that have set up here, well, it's like storming Normandy right now. It's just not going well for my troops. Like machine guns over here. And in case you're wondering, as far as the team goes, at the end of the match, I'm somewhere in the middle. Kind of like maybe the 6th person, 5th person, somewhere in there. I didn't do particularly well, but what I did do this game is stay behind the enemy and kind of kept delaying them and causing just general issues. As you can see, when I finally left there, everything was either dead or wounded to the point of where they had to go back and replenish, which is a good at least 30 seconds before they can come back to engage. Yeah, I feel like this pike player probably didn't quite get the grasp of what they're supposed to do. Yeah, because they didn't put their pikes down or make any motion to. If those elephants had wanted to, they could have really done a lot of damage to those pikes. Another thing that I don't like is that the spike traps now deal damage to your friends. Those spikes like that. You saw when they pushed through them that it hurt them. Sometimes I'll like just be trying to move faster and those will be around and I'll charge. And I'll charge through them and they'll do a ton of damage. As far as friendly fire damage is concerned anyway. This time, instead of moving part of my army up through the gap, I'm just going to move all of it. There is a group of cavalry that's following me. I can feel that I'm playing with people that haven't played very well. For example, in this situation, I did try to catch the cav, but I didn't. So obviously, I'm not going to continue to pursue them because I can't catch them. I'm going to go for the archers and for the infantry fight and help support that. And the cav, which could have dedicated at least one unit to chase after that one, didn't dedicate anything. And I get rear charge, which does do some damage. But at the end of the day, I just kind of Control A and right click and just completely route them and deal more damage to that unit than what it dealt to me. So at the end of the day, tomato. And of course this cav unit just gets absolutely wrecked because they didn't charge in. See, now this is a scary matchup. That's a tier 5 Roman unit. Most likely the commander is Germanicus, let's be honest here. And oh yeah, just look at that damage, up to 200. That's insane. That's like, yeah, no, there's definitely been a vengeance popped somewhere along the way. That is brutal. Oh my goodness, look at the HP bar drop. Luckily, I do right and left flank them and route them. Otherwise, that would have been just absolutely murderous. Not to mention, they've got like a 25% melee buff and a 25% armor buff at tier 2, Chevron 2 or whatever. Man. That was just nasty. I think they're Principes at that level. I don't even know what my unit's called. Probably like Libyan Swordsman or something like that. The good old flank. Just send one unit out around to get behind because those Romans from the front are just absolutely nasty. And of course with the elephants here, I'm not gonna win. Long term anyway, because it's fucking elephants. But what I can try to do is at least get this unit out of the field. And this is really handy in this next little bit. Of course, he's just hell-bent on killing me, which, I mean, he does a fair job of. But once that unit is eliminated, I just leave. And rather than sending like one elephant at me, which would have been more than enough, he actually sends 2. So that at least for the time being assures that, you know, we've only got one elephant that's pushing our main front line right now. With 2 that will eventually be on the way, because let's be honest, I'm not fighting them and I'm going to just kind of keep running from them as much as I can here. But you can see up at the top we're very close to the threshold of winning. We've done a good job of holding all the points. And honestly, I feel that that's due to the fact that at the end of the day, we had twice the amount of melee troops that they had. So they just really couldn't deal with us. Kind of like in the last game. I feel that matchmaking needs to be balanced out so that they examine what units are being brought so that one side doesn't have 3 times as much melee as the other. Maybe that's just me. Anyways, guys, I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.